Hey everyone, welcome to another match of Temur Delver. Today we are playing mono white tokens again. This is a rematch. This deck is a different composition than the first one we played, so I thought it would be interesting to share. Starting hand is bad, so we definitely need to mulligan. This one's a bit better. We have Delver turn 1, and we can Serum for a land if we don't get one on our second turn. Double removal is okay. We're playing we're not sure what deck we're playing, or at least I wasn't sure at the time. This kind of gives it away though. So Legion's Landing resolves. Basically don't want them to attack with 3 or more creatures, so it flips. Not that we're too worried about the flip. Delver doesn't flip on our first reveal, which is okay. We have Serum Visions. We can dig in. So now I'm contemplating keeping the Flame Slash because we might need to deal with more creatures than we expect. So it looks like I kept both. I put Flame Slash on top because I just want Delver to flip as soon as possible, essentially. Force of Virtue. Interesting to see, but not a complete shock. Creatures you control get +1/+1, has Flash. That's probably the worst part of it, because now all the little tokens that this deck's gonna be creating are gonna be much bigger, and we don't want that. Delver flips, obviously, because of the setup we have with Flame Slash. We'll first attack in because we need to attack immediately. This is not a game where you play defensively, especially early on. Options now are either to save the removal or opt. That's essentially it. I could have waited for the opt, honestly. I think the reason why I did it now is because I need the land drop, essentially. I just need the land to be there on my next turn. So I kind of said, listen, the odds of them getting more creatures to attack with are low. And it looks like our opponent even missed a land drop. We draw land. That's awesome because now we get to cast Hooting Mandrills turn 3. Or turn, well, it's not really turn 3, it's turn 4. Close enough. So, Kythian comes down. We're definitely going to kill Kythian ASAP. Yeah. And now we're dealing insane amounts of damage. And it's not looking good for our opponent. You would expect that tokens would be a bit explosive, but they've been short on lands, which I think has just hurt them the most. So, gather the townsfolk. Alright. Just doing a bit of math in my head, but I could definitely make Hooting Mandrills fly next turn. Alright, another land. Not necessarily what we wanted. So the question here is, we're not in immediate danger. So I think cycling Windcaller Aven, making our Hooting Mandrills fly. We draw more land, which is not what we want. But we might as well just attack in. We're safe. At least we feel safe. Worst case scenario, and we'll see if I do it, I could actually cast my second Hooting Mandrills, which kind of ensures that we survive next turn. Yeah. It's pretty much GG for game 1. Again, I think our opponent being stuck on 2 lands definitely hurt. But we also kind of flooded here, so. I don't see a scenario where, okay, I guess I spoke too soon. I was like, well, I don't see a scenario where we win. Where our opponent survives next turn, but Spectral Procession definitely gets them that. That would have been useful last turn if our mana wasn't all tapped. So now we do a bit of math. If we remove one of them, we fly in, they can't, at worst, yeah, I think they saw there. Because at worst case, we just wipe them all out, and we would still have a surviving creature. but realistically speaking, we would just trample through and kill them anyway. So what do we bring in? Destructive Revelry, yes. Engineer Explosives, 100%. Huntmaster, yeah, definitely bring in Huntmaster, because if we do get the 4 lands and cast it, the amount of removal that our opponent is playing is not high. We can assume that they're playing probably 4 Path to Exile, and that's essentially it. We can counter those paths as well, so I think bringing in Huntmaster would be pretty detrimental for our opponent. Shadow Spear can also be pretty interesting here because of the lifelink and the trample that we get from it. So I think we're pretty well set up. So opening hand is pretty good. Opening hand is pretty good. Not the highest pressure hand. And I think, yeah, I guess looking at it a second time, it's almost a mulligan. Because we're not going first, right? So it's a bit iffy. It looks like I decided to stick to it. If we lost game 1, I may have mulliganed for a more aggressive... I may have mulliganed more aggressively. Seeing as we won game 1, this hand isn't horrible. Alright, they don't have a turn 1 play. That's in our favor. We draw a Delver, which is great, because now we could have 2 Delvers up in the air, hopefully flying relatively quickly. They get their second land, and there goes that first path to Exile. But that's great. That's fine. Well, if they do cast it. They're gonna unintentionally ramp us into more land. Okay, they didn't do it. Alright, they're probably gonna wait. Fine, that was the more intelligent play. Yeah, that was a more intelligent play. Alright. I would prefer they do the less optimal play there and Path to Exile on their turn, but no, they didn't. That's okay. We draw another land. Yeah. Play Delver and pass the turn. Spectral Procession is going bye-bye. Definitely don't want that to resolve. We have Stubborn Denial. It doesn't have Ferocious, but who cares? Yeah. Goodbye. Do we flip? We flip. That's a good card to flip with. We'll attack in. I feel pretty confident in casting Huntmaster of the Fells here, even if we're tapped out. We're putting immense amounts of pressure. They already used one of their Path to Exiles. Let's see if they have a second. Alright, Lingering Souls. Can't do much. It's going to resolve. But it's okay. Do a bit of math. I don't want to cast anything. So we'll wait. And we'll have Huntmaster flip first. Yep. Kill one of those. Now, Stubborn Denial is Ferocious. So if they want to cast any enchantments or anything like that, they are not going to resolve. Plus we have 2 Stubborn Denials and a Mana Leak. It's kind of overkill. Yeah, goodbye. No chance there. I want to make Huntmaster flip again. So, there you go. Oh, and a Lightning Bolt, which is beautiful. We're going to go sideways of everybody. Have Huntmaster flip again. All profit. And it's GG. Our opponent doesn't get out of this. Yeah. We're not going to let that resolve. And there you go, the win. So, I just feel like this is a good matchup. Don't see the deck often, but when you do see it, it could be scary, right? These are tokens, so they can go wide pretty quickly. But we have a lot of tools at our disposal. A lot of tokens means a lot of their spells are non-creature spells, and we're well equipped to handle non-creature spells, as you saw in this game, or I should say, as you saw in this matchup. We have Stubborn Denial, and it's Ferocious Often, which means they just have no answer. We can shut down their Spectral Procession, which we did. We can shut down their Lingering Souls, which we did. We can shut down their Gather the Townsfolk, which we did. And we just have plenty of answers to their non-creature spells. Their creatures, the creatures that they do cast are all small, so they can be picked off relatively easily, even with Tarfire. So we're not too concerned. We just need to make sure that we have a good handle on them, that we don't have a weak starting hand. And as you saw there, Huntmaster and All-Star definitely brutalized our opponent. They just had no chance. They really just had no chance. They used their Path to Exile against the Delver, which, I would have done as well in their shoes, but Huntmaster came down and they didn't have an answer for it. And if you don't have an answer for Huntmaster or the Fells, you're in big trouble. And that's exactly what our opponent faced at least in game 2. So it was a cool little match. It was a rematch. We won again. I'm relatively confident playing against mono white tokens. We have a lot of tools main board. We have a lot of tools sideboard. It's just a fun little deck to fight up against. So hope you enjoyed that. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content, would appreciate a subscribe. Help support the channel. Lets me know that you like seeing this content and want to see more. If you have any comments or things that you noticed about this match, let's have a conversation in the comments section. I'm open to that. I love having comments and conversations with people that watch my videos. That's how I learn. That's how everyone learns. So yeah, thanks for watching and have a good one.